Hai, Assalamualaikum. Selamat pagi. Selamat sejahtera kepada semua yang sedang menonton. Bersama saya lagi, saya Nuraihan Adli binti Muhammad Nasir selaku hos anda pada pagi ini dan wakil kelab SPKM iaitu Sekretariat Pembangunan Kerjaya Mahasiswa. Untuk pengetahuan, kelab SPKM ini adalah bertujuan untuk memberi informasi tentang pekerjaan terkini dan menghubungkan industri luar secara terus kepada graduan UMK. Okay. Seperti yang anda tahu, kita sudah pun menjalankan satu CEO Talk series yang ketiga pada minggu lepas, iaitu berkaitan dengan 3D ataupun design yang kita menjemput staf daripada Didan France dan di mana dia telah pun berkongsi secara bagaimana industri luar ataupun pekerja luar memberi nasihat dan pendedahan tentang dalam design ataupun kepada pelajar yang mempelajari fakulti FTKW. Seterusnya, saya bersama Gayatri iaitu wakil daripada FIAT akan bersama-sama anda pada pagi ini dalam minggu LinkedIn, iaitu di mana CEO minggu ini menceritakan tentang LinkedIn. Untuk pengetahuan, LinkedIn mempunyai 4 series. Yang ini adalah merupakan LinkedIn series yang kedua. Untuk pengetahuan, LinkedIn series 1 telah pun berjalan pada bulan Mac bulan lepas. Okay, apa khabar Gayatri? Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi, saya baik.
Selamat pagi. Gayatri di mana tu? Kampus ataupun dekat UMK?
Saya dekat rumah.
Dekat rumah. Oh, tak balik? Dapat balik ke tak?
Dah dapat balik.
Tak dapat balik. Oh, sama dengan saya pun tak dapat balik. Ya, jadi kepada pelajar yang tak dapat balik adalah macam kita jangan lepaskan peluang lah untuk menceburi ataupun join program-program yang akan dijalankan lagi oleh SPKM pada minggu hadapan. Iaitu, jadi Gayatri, sebelum kita masuk nanti dengar talk yang akan diberi oleh Encik Mr. Komoy Han, kita boleh sembang-sembang sikit lah. Okay, Gayatri? Okay. Gayatri boleh terangkan serba sedikit tak tentang fakulti FIAT ni? Sebab kita terlalu banyak fakulti jadi kita pun tak tahu, mungkin kita nak pendedahan lebih sedikit tentang FIAT. Okay, bagaimana Gayatri?
Okay, FIAT ni memang ada banyak tentang pertanian, lepas tu haiwan lah. Kos-kos ni berkaitan dengan pertanian dengan haiwan. Lepas tu ada juga kos baru iaitu jaminan makanan. Saya dari jaminan makanan. So kos jaminan makanan ni juga mix dari semua kos yang terdapat dalam FIAT lah. Macam SPH, SPF, semua tu. So,
Okay.
Itulah.
Gayatri sendiri daripada tahun berapa?
Saya dari tahun 2.
Tahun 2. Okay, jadi untuk pengetahuan memang kami punya kebanyakan program daripada SPKM akan mensasarkan pada pelajar tahun 1 ataupun tahun 2 untuk kita dedahkan lagi tentang kerjaya yang akan kita ceburi pada masa akan datang. Okay, jadi Gayatri boleh ceritakan sedikit tak? Gayatri tahu tak apa itu LinkedIn?
Okay. Saya akan bagi tahu apa yang saya tahu je lah.
Boleh.
Okay. As far as saya tahu, LinkedIn ni untuk platform yang baik untuk cari pekerjaan atau untuk kita semua tu untuk cari internship pada tahun 4 nanti. Lepas tu platform ni juga boleh digunakan oleh semua orang. Sama ada pelajar ke, peniaga ke, professional ke atau orang yang baru bercari kerja. Juga platform ni juga kita dapat berkongsi maklumat, dapat berhubung dengan professionals dan juga dapat belajar sama-sama lah. Dan juga media ni, LinkedIn ni digunakan oleh banyak company untuk cari pekerja. Lepas tu media ni juga terdapat informasi yang boleh dipercayai oleh company lah. Bukan macam media sosial lain, ada fake ID kan macam tu. Tapi media ni ada banyak informasi yang boleh dipercayai dan digunakan oleh banyak professionals dan juga disarankan oleh banyak orang.
Betul. Ya, Gayatri sendiri ada akaun LinkedIn tak?
Belum, saya nak belajar dulu macam mana guna.
Belum. Sebab saya pun pernah buka LinkedIn tu tapi disebabkan macam interface dia dan kita sendiri tak tahu macam mana nak isi. Terlampau banyak informasi jadi kita sendiri pun tak tahu macam mana nak fill in the form. Lepas tu macam mana nak connect dengan orang. Jadi itu macam bukan menyusahkan, dia macam kita tak tahu. Jadi kita perlukan sedikit ilmu lah dalam program sebegini untuk masa akan datang. Jadi seperti Gayatri cakap tadi, LinkedIn ni memang berguna untuk kita cari internship ataupun untuk cari pekerjaan sebab sekarang bila kita di dalam musim COVID, segala portfolio ataupun resume kita akan bagi secara online. Jadi itu yang saya dapat serba sedikit tahulah daripada industri luar, di mana mereka juga akan tengok dan minta profile LinkedIn kalau ada. LinkedIn tu lebih kepada akaun profesional. Okay. Jadi Gayatri, apa pendapat Gayatri kalau kita yang masih tak tahu dan tak ada lagi akaun LinkedIn? Jadi apa yang Gayatri harapkan daripada talk pada pagi ini?
Okey, saya berharapkan kita dapat memanfaatkan ilmu yang akan diberikan sebentar lagi oleh Mr. Komuikan. Sebab kebanyakan orang nak buka akaun tu tapi tak tahu cara guna. Sebab macam Rayhan cakap terlalu banyak informasi yang perlu diisi. So semua orang jadi blur.
Betul. So kita pun student lagi, pelajar, jadi macam terlampau banyak corporate punya elemen. Jadi kita pun tak tahu.
So kita boleh guna informasi yang terdapat dalam webinar ni untuk kita buka akaun, lepas tu connect dengan orang lain kan. Lepas tu kita juga boleh ajar kawan-kawan yang tak tahu lagi macam mana cara guna LinkedIn.
Betul. Jadi Gayatri sendiri nanti akan guna ke LinkedIn untuk internship ataupun mencari peluang pekerjaan? Macam kalau FIAT memang akan cari pekerjaan melalui seperti LinkedIn juga?
Saya mesti akan gunalah sebab kalau FIAT kan, kalau special course saya, sebab bukan banyak orang yang tahu tentang course saya masuk baru kan. Saya dengar dari senior-senior pun dia orang masa interview lah, dia orang tanya apa tu food security, semuanya tak tahu. So saya boleh guna akaun ni untuk expose lah tentang course saya. Saya juga boleh share knowledge saya.
Ya, jadi kalau kita guna LinkedIn pun kita boleh connect ataupun kita boleh cari sesiapa yang dalam bidang yang sama. So kita boleh dapat lagi banyak informasi. Jadi saya pun pernah buka LinkedIn tu di mana kita akan isi, kalau Gayatri pernah buka lah, dia macam kena isi quiz ataupun beberapa soalan. Jadi kita akan dapat badge tu. Jadi kita akan macam ada certificate. Kita dapat badge dan kita akan letak di profile LinkedIn tu lah untuk macam sahkan kita ada skill tu. Contoh macam saya hari tu saya buat test Adobe Illustrator. Jadi bila kita uji kemahiran tu, jadi dia akan bagi badge. Jadi memang baguslah kalau LinkedIn ni di mana dia akan sahkan sendiri kita ada kemahiran dalam tu. Jadi syarikat pun akan tak teragak-agak untuk ambil kita bekerja ataupun interview. Sebenarnya. Okay, jadi sementara kita menunggu program bermula, jadi kita boleh bersembang sedikit lagi. Gayatri buat apa dekat rumah sekarang ni? Masih kelas online bagaimana?
Kelas offline okey lah, tapi macam blur sikit. Susah untuk catch up.
Ya, susah kan kalau kita belajar dalam online sebabkan kita pun tak dapat nak tanya lecturer secara berhadapan.
Lepas tu kita juga tak boleh buat amali semua tu dekat kenakan semua tu.
Bagus kalau macam amali FIAT ni macam mana kita belajar online?
Dia orang biasa bagi explanation tugasan ataupun ada juga lecture yang ambil video lah dekat larangan dia macam tu. Lepas tu dia orang upload macam tu. Tapi macam penyampaian dia macam 70% je, lagi 30% macam tak dapat macam tu.
Faham. Betul lah disebabkan pandemik jadi kita pun hard. Kita pun tiada macam mana, kita pun tak boleh nak tolong sebab ni luar bidang kuasa kita. Macam kawan saya sendiri pun daripada kuas fashion di mana lecturer mereka akan record dia tunjuk macam mana nak jahit ni, macam nampak susah lah. Jadi saya harap kalau kita yang belajar online sama-sama ni, kita kena tolong kawan-kawan. Mungkin ada rakan-rakan kita yang tak faham, kurang faham, jadi kita kena bantu untuk elakkan berlakunya ada stres atau depression. Jadi kita kena tolong kawan-kawan lah, itu penting lah dalam kelas online. Jadi Gayatri, ada apa-apa nasihat ataupun cadangan kalau orang nak buka LinkedIn ataupun orang tak tahu lagi LinkedIn tu apa? Adakah mereka kena dengar saja daripada Meet Talk hari ni? Jadi adakah mereka terus tahu pasal LinkedIn ataupun mereka kena buat research lagi? Ataupun mereka kena buka sendiri dulu baru tahu?
Bagi saya kena buka sendirilah. Kalau kita dengar, kita kena buka sendiri. Sendiri buat baru kita tahu. Kita dengar dari webinar pun kita dapat banyak ilmu, banyak manfaat, banyak informasi. Lepas tu kita boleh cari dekat Google, kita boleh tanya orang lain yang guna LinkedIn. Kita kena ambil maklumat dari sumber yang kita dapat lah.
Betul. Betul, saya rasa kalau kita tak ada akaun LinkedIn ni macam susah kita nak connect dengan industri luar, sebab LinkedIn sendiri saya rasa amat penting dalam kita nak cari pekerjaan, cari internship. Jadi dunia corporate sekarang mencari staff ataupun pekerja yang ada akaun LinkedIn supaya mereka dapat terus melihat segala kemahiran dan resume kita secara online. Jadi untuk pengetahuan, jemputan kita pada hari ini seperti yang series 1 pada bulan lepas, iaitu Mr. Koh Mui Han, iaitu Managing Partner Change Dynamics Consulting. Jadi kepada sesiapa yang mempunyai soalan boleh terus bertanya di pada Mr. Koh Mui Han. Jadi saya rasa program kita pun bakal bermula. Saya serahkan kepada host di Meet, rakan saya di studio.
Sebelum tu, izinkan saya perkenalkan diri. Nama saya Muihan. Saya sekarang seorang perunding pengurusan. Dalam bidang kerja saya banyak bertemu dengan ahli korporat, terutamanya orang daripada bahagian sumber manusia, from HR department. So one of the things that saya dapat banyak feedback, banyak feedback lah from the corporate people ialah kebanyakan murid kita, kebanyakan pelajar kita daripada IPTA terutamanya, bila dia datang ke interview, dia orang kurang confident atau the way that they present themselves, lack of what they actually know, right? So selama ni saya rasa ini satu keadaan yang perlu diperbaiki, dan saya sendiri adalah keluaran IPTA. I myself graduated from UPM 20 over years ago, and I always feel that our public university student always have the substance, but what we really lack of is actually the packaging. So justru itu 3,5 tahun yang lalu saya mula dengan menjalankan sesi pembangunan ni untuk terutamanya fokus untuk mahasiswa-mahasiswi universiti Malaysia, right? Maksudnya setiap universiti di Malaysia saya cuba jalankan satu sesi LinkedIn ini supaya dapat membantu anak-anak semua mempelajari teknik-teknik supaya dapat memperbaiki atau membolehkan penjemahan diri dengan lebih baik di media sosial, terutamanya di platform LinkedIn. So dengan tu izinkan saya meneruskan penyampaian saya dalam bahasa Inggeris so that you all get to practice a bit of English. Also, if you can, try to ask me question in English. Not so much that I need to understand you, but I want to give you an opportunity to practice, okay? So, because practice makes perfect, and a lot of times this language is still what we call the language of business. So, like it or not, you cannot run away from it, okay? So, let me, maybe if I can, I will just share my slides so that at least, let me put it on first. So at any one time, if you have questions for me, feel free to just ask me, either on the chat or I will get you to, I will get you to unmute yourself when we give you the opportunity. Okay. Okay, you see my slides? Just to check.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I need to present screen, cannot present particular. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this morning, my focus is to really get you all to understand 5 strategies. But before that, I do have a Telegram channel. If you do want to subscribe, in this Telegram channel contains all the techniques which I'm going to share, or even more than that, to really help you to understand the different parts of LinkedIn, right? So let me just start to say that LinkedIn is a social media, and a lot of students, final year student, third year student, second year student, first year student, misunderstand that LinkedIn is actually a digital CV and a job portal. So LinkedIn is not a place for you to put a CV digitally, so to say, and neither is it a job portal. Job portal means that it functions like Job Street lah. You go there to apply for job, and as well as to put your CV there for recruiters to look at it. It does have a job portal function. Let me clarify. It does have a job portal function, but it's not purely a job portal. Focus for LinkedIn is a social media, and here the keyword here is social. So this is a platform, I think alluded in the earlier introduction, the conversation between the 2 students, I overheard some of them, is to really say that you use this platform to really get to know other people, right? And who are these other people that we are talking about? We are talking about professionals. So you know that I graduated from UPM, but that was what, 20 years ago. So 20 over years ago, I could take things slowly. I could enjoy my university years, enjoy the activities, do my final year project, enjoy my assignments, hang out with my buddies and my classmates and things like that. And by the time I graduated, then I only started the pursuit of trying to find a career that I want to apply to companies, you know, and as well as to start my career journey. But in today's context, I believe you all don't have this luxury, unfortunately. I'm sure all of you are aware. If you're not aware, please get yourself aware. The number of unemployed youth in Malaysia who are graduates, okay, graduan yang pengangguran graduan di Malaysia, right? So rata-rata or averagely, the number is about 100,000, 100,000 graduan yang tak dapat kerja selepas 6 bulan menamatkan pelajaran mereka. So if you finish your studies or finish your exam by June or July, by the time January the following year, 100,000 of you still would not have a job, right? So that statistics is very, very clear. And it is not just a COVID issue. This number has been consistent at least for the last 3 to 5 years. So with that in mind, I personally feel the only way for you to get a job that you want or get a job that is equivalent to your qualifications is really to expand on your branding or personal branding. And this expanding on personal branding, all right, can be effectively done on a platform like LinkedIn. Okay, so that is why I started this program. I've talked to more than 80. I've talked in more than 80 sessions across 23, 24 universities. Personally, I have been to UMK. I've been to your Kota campus in Kota Baru to run this session as well during pre-COVID days. But of course, these days we can do it virtually as well, right? So so I do invite all of you to join our Telegram channel because there will be all the tips there which I'm going to talk about. And in case you don't get any of this, although this is being streamed live and you can watch the video again, you can actually access some of these materials in our Telegram channel, okay? So let me, quick introduction. Like I say, I run a management consulting firm. These are the areas that I do as my service. Do a bit of training as well in these two areas. And in 2017, I started this program called Prime for Success. Basically, it's a CSR hoping to help university undergraduates like you to have better employability and marketability. Okay, so we talk about the number. Okay, these are the numbers just to share with you quickly, and all the university I've been to, right? And generally, I find that this is the trend among university students in Malaysia. Most of you are very myopic or short-sighted. Short-sighted meaning what? You only focus on things that is happening 3 to 6 months in that you can see. But if you are in, first year or second year, I would really encourage you to look beyond that. So you need to start thinking about the company that you want to work for. You need to start thinking about the career that you want to do. You need to start thinking of the people that you need to connect and network with, even when you're first year or second year. This is very, very critical because today's unemployment is very, very different from 20 years ago. So why LinkedIn and why personal branding? I think I've given some context to that, but why LinkedIn? LinkedIn is the biggest social media platform for professionals. Currently, I think it has about 700 over million people, of which 30% is very active. Active in the sense that they are on it on a daily basis. And in Malaysia, although we don't have official statistics, but that 30% rule still applies, okay? And easily you'll find that the most of the professionals are on this platform. So, as a student, as an undergraduate, if you are also active on this platform, high chances you get to be recognized by these professionals who are on this platform, or high chances you get to know them and also allow them to know you in that sense. Because the percentage have increased since MCO started, but there is still very low participation on this platform for undergraduates because of the reasons I stated earlier. Most university students use this platform as a job search platform. That means if you're not looking for a job, you're not looking for internship, you'll never be on LinkedIn. So you got to change this mindset and behavior. You need to start making sure that you're part of this community so that you are in the know of what is happening in the industry, as well as the different type of opportunities that is available out there, right? So if you have not been active on LinkedIn, I would really encourage you to invest at least half an hour a week, not even more, setengah jam setiap minggu, to be actively on LinkedIn, right? Connect with people, comment on their postings, get to know them, and allow them to know you, which I want to share the techniques in a short while, okay? So your profile is what we call your first impression. It is very critical. This is allow others to see who you are, and giving a good first impression is definitely critical and important in today's context. Remember, there's about 300,000 or 290,000 graduates from Malaysian university itself. And quote unquote, this is all your competition to the employment market in Malaysia. All right. So you know why it's so tough to get a job? Because there's just too many of you. There's just too many of you. This is notwithstanding all our friends who went to foreign university to study and come back. I would say 80 to 90% of them will come back to work in Malaysia. So you're literally competing with another 350,000 people on the average. Okay. So you need to make a very, very good impression, and that is critical for your employability. Okay. So, so I have 5 strategies which I wanted to share this morning, and I want to quickly run through one by one. If you miss any one of them, don't worry. You can get the information from our Telegram channel, or I will also be sharing some of the links in the chat group later for those who are in the Google Meet, so that you can access to some short videos as well as some presentation that is related specifically to the topic. Okay, so let me just move on. So first and foremost, you need to have a professional looking profile. Okay, and again, this is not a CV, it's a LinkedIn profile. All right, and in a professional looking profile on LinkedIn, there are 6 things which I think you should have. Of course, if you follow LinkedIn's Petua or criteria, they will force you to fill up, I think, another 5, right? So altogether got 11 or 12 things that you need to fill up to get what they call an all-star status. So basically what an all-star status on LinkedIn means is your information is complete, okay? Your information is complete. Why is that necessary? Because LinkedIn is a recruitment platform. It is still a recruitment platform. And the more complete information that you provide LinkedIn, LinkedIn's algorithm will work better in recommending you the available jobs, as well as helping the recruiters who use the recruiter package on LinkedIn to find you. So giving more thorough and complete information in your LinkedIn profile will help you to be searched by potential recruiters, okay? So the recruiters would have a different, package. Package is here, it means that they have a different service that they use on LinkedIn, which they need to pay, that they are able to find more details for candidates, all right? So putting more complete information or completing all the fields of information on LinkedIn will give you the all-star status. All-star status here therefore means that your profile will be easily searched by the recruiters when they look for it in the recruiter package. If you do not complete all the information, you don't get your all-star, and chances are your profile will be missed out when there's a certain search, okay? So that is what it means. So this is how a profile looks like, and this is mine, right? So I just wanted to look at the various areas so that you are with me. So first one, we talk about the profile, let me jump. First one, we talk about the profile photo. The profile photo is the one which is in the circle, the bulatan there, right? Now, there are a few things that you need to watch out for your profile photo. 5 criteria in my books, okay? I don't have it in the slides, so you might want to take notes on this. First criteria is that you should have a photo that looks like you, okay? Because I find that there are certain people also try to put photo yang dahulu lama color, you know, when they were in primary school, when they were in kindergarten, when they were in secondary school, even when they were, first year, if they are final year, they put first year photo, right? Because they wanted to remind themselves of how cute they were, right? But on LinkedIn, please don't do that. Please put a photo that is very, very recent and reflective of how you look on a daily basis. So for instance, if you do wear glasses, okay, spectacles, pakai cermin mata, please appear on the photo that you pakai cermin mata, right? Don't use your glamorous photo where you put on contacts, heavy makeup, you know, and then when I look at the real you and the photo in your LinkedIn profile is totally berbeza, right? So important to really put a photo that is reflective of what you are today. Okay, so that is the first criteria. Second criteria, this one very important. We want to see 60% of your face in the frame. 60% daripada frame is your face, muka kamu, so that we can see your face. Right? So it's very, very important to able to see your face. Please don't put a profile photo of you mendaki gunung apa-apa, because then you'll be very, very small, right? So we want to see your face. So make sure 60% of the frame is your face. That is the second criteria. Third criteria is that you need to smile, senyum. And if you can, senyum dengan mata, smile with your eyes. Because if you can smile with your eyes, definitely you are smiling right, all right? They call it the Duchenne smile because very natural, very engaging. The whole focus is the moment that we look at your photo, we want to be connected with you. When we look at your photo, we want to be connected with you. So that is very, very critical, right? Fourth criteria is what you wear. You don't need to be formal all the time. You can be slightly informal or casual, but make sure that you are casually smart or you are casually presentable. Okay? If you do not know what is casually presentable, then just go formal. Senang, right? Basically, the rule of thumb is you need to show what you are wearing if I employ you tomorrow. So if let's say I employ you tomorrow as your employer, sebagai majikan kamu, saya ambil kamu bekerja di syarikat saya, apakah attire yang akan anda pakai ke pejabat, right? So that is the focus for what you're going to wear in this photo, right? And lastly, have a simple background, a background that able to contrast. If you look at my photo, I'm wearing black, so my background should be white. If your background is black, you should be wearing white, okay? Just keep a simple background, not a scenery. Jangan letak pemandangan, jangan letak pintu besar UMK, you know, all tak payah. Okay, so that is something that we encourage you not to do. Okay, so 5 criteria again. Let me just repeat. Number 1, photo that looks like you. Number 2, 60% of your face must be in the frame. Number 3, smile. Okay, make sure that you have a engaging smile. Number 4, it is what we call what you wear attire. Make it professional. Make it what you wear to work. And number 5, keep a simple background. So I would just like to quickly stop here and see whether there is any questions, all right? So maybe I stop presenting and also open up for questions. So if you have any, yeah. Let me just check. I think I see something on the chat box. Okay. Yes, any questions for me? Ada apa-apa soalan? And you can unmute yourself as well.
Good morning, Mr. Moyhan.
Yeah, good morning.
I have a question.
Sure.
Does the image or the name of the university affect your employability?
Good question. So I would say in today's market, all right, it has more positives than negatives, all right. as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know for sure, based on the interaction I have with the different employers, I would say that if you come from certain university, you are perceived more favorably, definitely, right? So there is an impact if you come from a certain university, especially if it's a foreign university, it's Ivy League, those with the top 50 ranking in the QS and so on and so forth, right? That is for sure has a positive. But as to have a negative, currently I feel that there is none, right? Unless for whatever reason, your seniors have helped to create certain perception among the employers. And even that could be a very one-off case. It's not permanently, they will find that, oh, this university people all tak boleh pakai, or this program from this university is something that is below standard. So far, I don't think there is such biasness. But positive, yes. If you come from a certain university, the perception is probably you're a better student. Okay, so hope that answer your question, Justin.
Thank you, Mr. Mohan.
Any other question?
I actually have another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the profile photo of the LinkedIn profile, right?
Yeah.
Is it okay if I use a passport photo?
Okay, so that's a good question. A passport photo would actually be safe, all right, because it fulfills most of the criteria, 60% in the frame, and as well as also you are looking in front, background is contrasting and so on and so forth. The only challenge with passport photo, Justin, is this. Most of the time when we take an IC or passport photo, we forget to smile. Very serious. Also because probably when we were waiting in the immigration office or Jemputan Pendaftaran Negara, after 2 hours, our face looked very angry or frustrated. That's why when we take the photo, muka kita tak begitu engaging lah. Not so engaging. If you check your own, at least I look at my own IC photo, I look bad. I look actually very garang or things like that. So I would only suggest that you don't use your passport photo for that reason. But if your passport photo is one with a good smile and very engaging one, yeah, why not? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mohan.
So the rest, okay. Since I talk about that, maybe I'll just share it in the chat group. Some of these guidelines so that you can read again. This is on my Facebook page, although not on the Telegram. Let me just put it there. Okay, you may want to just copy and save these links so that you can look at it later, so that it is exactly what I talk about. So the only one missing from there is the background, right? So I didn't have one posting on the background, but the background was a very clear cut, just to have a plain background. Okay. So next, let me continue. Let me reshare my slide now. Okay. Can you see the slide, or can you see? Are you seeing the slide, or are you seeing the Google Meet?
The Google Meet.
Okay. I need to switch. Can see slide now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Google Meet pelik sikit tak boleh focus on screen. Need to focus on screen. Okay, no worries then. Right, second is the banner. Okay, the banner is the one that is appearing behind your photo. Okay, and the banner here we are talking about. If you don't do anything, the standard banner is a green color. Okay, but we do encourage you to change it. Reason being, that is a very big space in your LinkedIn profile, which you can use to advertise yourself. Right. So what you should not do is you change it to a nice picture. Jangan, right? Don't change it to a scenery. Don't change it to a picture of your university. Don't change it to a pencil or whatever, something that is looks great, right? But change it to a background that you think is you can use it as an advertisement board. So just think of this as a digital advertisement board, right? If you know billboard, the ones that you see on the highway, as you drive along, you see all those big digital billboards or even the physical billboard. Think of the LinkedIn banner as your billboard, okay? And you can actually use canva.com. Canva.com has the standard templates for LinkedIn banners, which you can replace and put your photo as well as some of your quality. So if you look at mine, I'm actually publicizing the services that I run for my clients, besides putting a big photo of myself, right? So this is to help to catch the attention of people looking at your profile, okay? Let me just check whether I think I should have a video on this. Okay, I don't, sorry. Later I'll post it when I find it. But it's nevertheless, you can find one of these in our Telegram channel. Okay, so please change the banner. Please change the banner. It's critical because the banner is a very, very good area to respond, to capture the attention of your potential employers. Okay. Next is definitely the area which is the headline. Headline is the words that is appearing just below your name, all right? So there is altogether 120 characters in the headline. That means you got a limit of 120 characters. And these 120 characters, you need to put in the right words, okay? So headline got two functions. Most of the time, people are very focused in writing something that is very captivating, attractive, so that people will further read their profile. That is only 20% of the case, right? 80% of the function of the headline is that the words used in your headline become the keyword search in LinkedIn search algorithm, right? So if you see on LinkedIn, there's a search function, right? Most recruiters may type in certain keywords to look for their candidates. And LinkedIn will look at your headline first. So you need to have the appropriate words in your headline to ensure that you are getting the search hit, okay? So that, the recruiters will find you. So it's very, very important that you put in the right headline keywords, because you got only 120 of them. You got to play around with it, make sure that you you're using the words in a correct manner that helps you. So with that, I wanted to share a particular formula for this headline. This formula got three parts, okay? Got three parts, right? Part one is you put your discipline, right? What do you mean by discipline? Is the field of study. So if let's say you are in a Bachelor of Retail, you just put retail there. If let's say you are in a Bachelor of Business Admin, you just put business admin there, right? Don't put Bachelor of, okay? Or put Bachelor of bracket honors, all right? Because you're wasting space. Nobody will actually search for that, okay? They straight away will search for your particular program, okay? They won't search for the whole program. So just put just put the discipline as part one. Okay, wait, I just found the one on banner. Let me just put it. Sorry, Okay, so you can save that on banner, right? So that you can watch it later. So yeah, put the discipline of your study, and if you're engineering, let's say you're chemical engineering, put chemical engineering. Let's say you are Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, just put chemistry. You know, let's say you are human development or human resource, just put human development or human resource, right? So part one is discipline. Put a discipline of your study. Part two is the kind of work or the kind of industry that you want to work for. So for instance, let's say you're a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry student or applied chemistry. As a chemistry graduate, you can go to multiple industry or you can do different type of jobs. So for instance, you want to be in quality control. So you put quality control or you put QC there. Or you don't want to be in QC, you want to be R&D, put R&D there, right? That is the type of job. You can also put the kind of industry. You can be in plastics, you can be in glove manufacturing, you can be in food manufacturing, you know, and paint, right? So think of a specific industry that you want to be in based on your qualification, and then put the keyword inside there. Reason being that recruiters actually does search for industry, okay? And try to keep this term that is general enough that everybody understands it. Don't try to create a short form that nobody understands, or don't try to create something that is out of the ordinary, right? So try to be as mainstream as possible so that when people, recruiters search for it, you are found, okay? So that is the second formula. So formula got three parts, part two, right? Part three. So part three is a bit complicated. Part three is what we call uniquely you. Talk about things that only you have, others don't have. And uniquely you got three sub-part, all right? So if you get confused, just stay with me, all right? So sub-part one of part three is talk about your achievements, right? So if you do have an achievement, let's say you are the debate champion for your university, or you are the, let's say, public speaking champion for inter-varsity competition, right? You can put there champion for inter-varsity public speaking, right? Although it takes up more words, but this is very unique to you that you want to publicize. Or you have participated in, let's say, a global challenge or a corporate challenge, like some of your friends will probably participate in something called HSBC Business Case Challenge or Unilever Future League Leaders Challenge, right? If you are a finalist or even a winner to that, you can put that achievement in. Or even if you have academic achievements, for instance, Dean list consecutively for 5 years. Sorry, 5 semesters, not 5 years. 5 semesters, you can put that in, all right? And any other achievement that you feel that is worthwhile, you can put that in. Including anything that is outside of your study. So for instance, you are a national karate champion. Boleh? National taekwondo champion, boleh? National silat champion pun boleh. Because these are something very, very unique that is only you have. Right, so that is sub-part one. Sub-part two is on the area of your expertise, and these are only jargons that is understood by your industry. So for instance, those engineers out there, you may want to put that you are proficient in things like AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Python, MATLAB, you know. So these are the programs or software that in your industry will be used. Those who are in, management, probably you'll do SPSS, right? And so on and so forth, right? So just focus on these things that is very uniquely to your discipline, to your industry, that probably not everybody else understand, okay? Don't put things like Microsoft Office, okay? Because that is very generic. But if you want to, there's one particular Microsoft Office tool that has a premium, which is Microsoft Excel. But you need to be an advanced or expert user. So if you are an advanced Excel user, you can actually put that in your headline, because I know there are certain jobs that value competent or proficient Excel user. But only Excel, PowerPoint, Word, other don't have premium, so don't put all those, right? And of course, lastly, you can talk about qualities of yourself. Let's say you are a student leader, right? You can put that word student leader. You can put a team player, because you participate in a lot of team projects, which later you want to explain in the about section. Okay, so I think I quickly stop here because I think I've given this quite a bit. I want to allow you to ask some questions, right? So any questions for me on headline? Please do unmute yourself and then ask me.
Ni hao, I want to ask you something. What is the commonly mistake that our colleagues put our CV that the company didn't look at our CV?
What is the common mistake? Is it?
Yes,
Can you repeat your question?
A common mistake that our students make in their CV.
Oh, okay. So I'm not the best person to talk about CV, but since you asked, I give my perspective. Okay. I think the most common mistake is this: trying to make your make your CV more like listing of all the things that you have done, right? CV is supposed to be a snapshot of all the most important things, but as a result of that, because you don't know what to put in, you put everything there. So as a result, it could be very cluttered, too much information, a lot unnecessary information, and don't have a proper flow. Tak ada jalan cerita yang bagus. So writing a CV, although there's many templates out there, you notice that good CVs actually have a proper flow. Ada jalan ceritanya. And that flow very much depending on the job or company you're applying to. That's why we encourage you to tailor-make your CV or custom-make your CV, not create one CV and send to 500 companies with the same CV. You notice that's why it doesn't work. So if you're able to tailor-make your CV to the particular application after understanding the company, the job, or the people behind that, then your chances is better and you can decide better what to put in and what not to put in. Okay? So that is important. And there's also a lot of unimportant things that people put or students put in their CV. So for instance, very common, you like to define the skill set that you have and you create a bar chart to evaluate your skill set. So you put there communication, 8 out of 10, leadership, 9 out of 10, teamwork, 6 out of 10. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to create a better visual impact, but that bar chart actually has no meaning to start with. And the employer also don't know how to evaluate or assess what is 6 out of 10, what is 7 out of 10, and 9 out of 10. And basically, they will ignore it, okay? Number two, if you have heard of something called ATS, Applicant Tracking System, which is a CV read by the robot, any graphs, charts, or pie chart will be ignored by the robot or will create more create unnecessary space that is wasted for the robot. So yeah, try not to do that. So these are the few key things I would say you should avoid in your CV. Hope that answers your question, Nur Amal.
Thank you, Mr.
Any other question? Yes, there's one question on from No Afini. Banner kena letak formal. In the banner case, not necessary, but also bagus kalau formal sikit lah. So right. So don't be overly, overly casual until that you don't appear to be serious, because this is still still corporate, still industry. Okay, you are looking for a job. Okay, and then letak ada spek tak atau kalau boleh ke. Oh, when you talk about spectacle, cermin mata kan, specs ya, cermin mata. Boleh, bukan tak boleh, tapi maksud saya sebaik-baiknya bagaimana anda sekarang, muka anda, right, dari keadaan normal dengan apa yang digambarkan, sebaik-baiknya ada persamaan dengan lebih banyak, right? Jangan hingga letak gambar glamour sangat, gambar genduri lah dia cakap, muka pergi kenduri dan you ambil gambar tu dengan makeup tebal, you know, dengan cantik sekali, tapi dalam seharian muka tak seperti itu. So pesanan saya ialah supaya mendapatkan gambar yang dapat melambangkan apa anda semua dari seharian sebaik mungkin. Kalau memang normally pakai cermin mata atau specs, then ambil gambar, you letak konteks, okay. Kalau tak beza banyak, masih okay lah, masih okay. Jangan sampai, you faham saya cakap apa tu gambar glamour, because there are certain photos that don't look like you, because you have taken that for a special occasion, right? Like one of these functions and ceremony. Okay. Paling penting mustahak, jangan letak gambar convo. Don't put your convocation picture there, right? As a profile photo. You can post about your convocation, no problem, but don't put that in your profile picture. Reason being is it doesn't represent or it doesn't show the best of you, I would say, right? We want to see you in a more natural self that the person that is coming to work if we hire you. Okay? Right. Ada tak soalan lain? Any other questions? Okay. If not, let me just move on. I need to pull that back in. Can see my slides? Just to check.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. So the next three I will quickly run through in the interest of time. So number 4 is about section. About section used to be called summary, but these days they realize summary is a bad word because we want you to write as much as possible. So altogether got 2,000 characters. If you can, write maximum until tak boleh tulis lagi. So they say, you know, your limit is up. Okay. So what do you write in your about section? You should write 3 to 4 paragraphs describing who you are. And when you say describing who you are, please don't tell us what is your program, what is your university, you know, what is the courses that you take, because all that will appear under education section. Tell us something that is uniquely you, that is not known in other parts of the profile. So for instance, you want to talk about your qualities, you want to talk about your passion, you want to talk about your extracurriculum activities, you can do that. So you can dedicate different paragraphs for that. One paragraph on your extracurriculum qualities, activities, one paragraph on your experiences in internship, one paragraph on your final year project, maybe one paragraph on your hobbies, all right? And try to be as descriptive as possible. Give numbers and qualifiers if you can. and also be first party. So for instance, I'll give you an example, okay? Do listen to this example carefully. So you want to write a paragraph like this, okay? When I was in university, I always been a student leader. Leadership is something that I truly admire, and I always find opportunity to practice it. And I was the student leader council member for my from my residential college, College 10 in UPM, as the vice president. In our college, we represent up to 2,000 students who stay in a hostel, and we have to manage a lot of their needs, liaisoning with the management of the residential college and our pengetua. One of the mega projects that I undertaken and led during my tenure as the vice president was this International Career Week, where we invited 500 companies, not only from Malaysia, but also around the region, to come in to give various career talk to our students. And we are happy to say that not only our students were involved in that project, but we also attracted another 2,000 other students from the other colleges in UPM. So you give description of what you did, you give numbers of how many people came, and so on and so forth in that one paragraph. Okay, so when I read it as an employer, then I'll say that, hey, you know, this guy, yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He's really a student leader. He represents a lot of people, bukan 2 orang, 2,000 orang, no, and so on and so forth, right? So whatever projects involvement that you have done, yeah, describe it in the about section, 3 to 4 paragraphs. That is about. Number 5 is experience. Experience is all your internship, part-time job, all right there. But focus on what you have learned and what you have achieved, not what you just do, all right? Most of the people just list what they do in the job, right? That one is called a job description. We are not asking you to copy and paste the job description here, but we are asking you to put a summary of what you learned and what you experience, okay? And lastly is projects. You go all the way down and you scroll all the way down, you will see there's a column for projects. I want you to put as descriptive as possible all the projects that you have done, either your final year project, either your clubs and society project, your faculty project, your residential project, right? Give description, give title and give description of what your project, because this portion is actually very, very critical. Okay, any questions on this so far before I move on to the next few? Okay, maybe what I'll do is I stop first. Yeah. Any questions? So let me see what I've talked about. Yeah, any questions for me? You can unmute yourself. Take this opportunity to practice also.
Mr. Moyhan,
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the experience part, right?
Yeah.
Is it limited only to uni time or inclusive of sekolah menengah?
Okay. It's not limited to uni time. If before that you have done some part-time work, you can include that as well. But since you asked this question, as I was explaining earlier, let me maybe just give you an example so that you know what I'm trying to share. So for instance, you were a cashier in Tesco, for that matter. Now call Lotus already, but Tesco lah. Let's say while you are waiting to come into university, you got free time, you go and work part-time in Tesco, and then you were a cashier. So we are not asking you to list Tesco cashier and every day you count money, collect money, blah, blah, blah. That's a task, all right? This is what the job description. But more importantly, you need to share what you learn from that experience. So for instance, I'm using this Tesco example. So during that maybe 3 months of part-time job in Tesco, one of the most important thing that you've learned is how to do things in a structured and efficient manner. Because in Tesco itself, there's a lot of SOP, there's a lot of procedure, working instructions that help you to become very effective and efficient in your work, as well as there's proper checklists to ensure that you don't make mistakes, especially as a cashier. So you want to impress upon your readers or your future employers reading your profile that during that 3 months while you were in Tesco, you are not just a cashier. You are a young person that has been trained on understanding SOPs, on understanding how to execute steps or processes within the SOP, and also understanding how to ensure you are able to do things accurately, repeatedly, over and over again, flawlessly. So that is the focus that should be appearing in your experience section. Not so much that you are a cashier, but yes, as a cashier, what do you learn? So you learn about customer service as well, right? Because it's not just collecting money, you also need to engage the customer that comes and pay for their groceries, okay? And how to greet them and things like that. So you have communication skills, you have customer service skills, you have, planning skills. So these are the things we want you to describe in this section, not just as a cashier and describe what a cashier does, all right? So hopefully that makes sense for you, Justin.
Thank you, Mr. Mohan.
Okay, any other question? Okay, I found the file that I wanted to share. So I put another one about section, okay? So as I share the different portion, I'll give you a video link which you can save and watch it later. So for those who didn't join us in the Google Meet, then you miss out on this one, okay? Right. Okay, let me move on then. Come back to present. Can see the slide?
Yes.
Can you all see the slide?
Yes.
Okay.
You can see the screen.
Screen only, not slide, yeah?
Slide can see also.
Sorry, can you see my slide or you see my screen?
Your slide.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
your slide.
Okay, right. So that was the first strategy lah. So you get the 6 things done as part of your LinkedIn profile. Focus on that 6. Okay. Now, yeah.
Sorry for interrupting you, but it's already 11 o'clock. So kita akan take file dulu.
Okay.
Yang lain ni dia minum air ke bertandas for you to basahkan kat sistem Hanso.
Okay, boleh.
Okay. Kita take file dulu ya.
Boleh.
Okay, thank you.
I stop presenting. steps that I shared, next important thing why you need to be active on LinkedIn is to start connecting with the different professionals. Okay, and you notice that there is a search function up here. Okay, so what you do is you go to the search function in your LinkedIn, right? And you start thinking of the company that you want to work for in the future. So all the different type of companies that you want to be part of, right? You just key into the search and you will find different, how to say, search result. So let me just do an experiment so that you can understand what I'm trying to share with you. Can one of you volunteer a company that you want to work for into the chat group? Just type a company that you want to work for so that I can show you how this is done. Ada tak apa-apa syarikat yang kamu nak bekerja untuk dalam masa kelak? Okay, type in the chat box. Do you understand what I'm trying to share or what I'm asking for? Okay, thank you, Siti. Okay, Petronas. Right. Bukan susah sangat kan. So if you can you see my screen? Can you see my LinkedIn screen? Just to check.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you go to the search function, you type Petronas. Okay. So once you type Petronas, there will be few things that comes out. There will be, you can see the tab up here, people, posting, jobs, group, companies, schools, events, courses, all right? So what you should look for is people. You click onto people, okay? Now, when you type onto people, there is connections, locations, current company, and all filters, right? So let's talk about connections first. So if you click on connection, the drop-down menu will show you first, second, third, right? So if you look at the various search, all right, all these are second. Second, what does second means is second degree connection or second level connection. Second level connection means that this person is connected to somebody that you are already connected to, right? So if you are connected to that person, it should be first. But if you are connected to a person that is connected to this person, then this person will appear as second, right? So obviously you want to make sure that you are only looking for second and third level because first level is also already you have connected, right? So once you filter it again, all right, these are the people that will come out. So your job is to look at the various people in Petronas that you think will potentially be of use for your job search. So may want to start with all the HR people because HR people usually filters recruitment, like this person, Nora here, who is the head of talent acquisition at Petronas. So you click onto her profile, okay, right? You want to look at two things. One is how many connections she have. If there's more than 500, there could be a chance that she is active on LinkedIn. The other one is you want to look at activity. So in the last 90 days, LinkedIn say, Nora here don't have any activity. So you know for sure that this person may not be active on LinkedIn. So you want to decide whether to connect with her or not. Because if she's not active on LinkedIn, connecting with her doesn't have an impact in your employability, okay? So maybe you go for another person, Farihana here, okay? So let's look at her. So she also got 500 connections, okay? And if you look at activity, okay, there is activity. You can click on see activity. Okay, you can see exactly when was her last date. So 1 week ago, she liked this particular posting here by Sofian here, right? Or 4 days ago, she commented on this posting, right, by Michelle, right? So we know for sure Farihana is somebody that is active on LinkedIn that we want to connect. So you come to the profile page, you hit the connect button. So you can do two things. One is to send directly a connection invite, or you want to add a note, okay? So adding a personalized note helps you to increase your chances to be connected more up to 50%, right? That means you increase your chance better lah. You get a better chance of getting accepted, right? So for this intent, let me just capture what you can write in your personalized note so that you can use that. Okay, here we go. So your job on a daily basis, as what we mentioned, is to make at least 5 connections with professional managers that you want to work for, right? So setiap hari, kalau boleh, you target 5 individuals. And let's say now you are in 2nd year or 3rd year, by the time you graduate, you should have quite a lot of professional connections that will help you in your job search per se, okay? Let me just share on the link. Okay. Any questions on this one? Quickly. So example of a personalized note, okay, of course, if you can find alumni, you can use that. So this one example I use for my own university. I'm from UPM, as I mentioned. So you want to put a personalized note like this, dear so-and-so, I see that you're our alumni in UPM. Then you put a hashtag of your university tagline. In our case, is Berilmu Berbakti. And then I also mention what undergraduate I am and also want to hear more about the work in a particular industry. Look forward to be connected to you and learn from your experience. Thank you so much, right? So this is a template that you can use to send personalized note when you want to send out to professional managers. By sending this note, it will increase your chance of the professional manager accepting your connection, rather than straight away hit the connect button. Hope that makes sense. Can I continue? If there's no question. Okay. So the next portion is, of course, doing commenting and engagement. So not only important just to connect, but more importantly, we want you to actively engage in this professional's post. Because on the average, most posting done by professional managers in Malaysia, they don't get more than 20 comments. 20 or 30 comments is maximum, unless you're a very famous person or you are a public figure lah. So in LinkedIn Malaysia, there are a few public figures, people like Tan Sri Tony Fernandez, people like our Minister Tengku Zafro, who's there, people who are, very famous like Roshan Tiran or even Asran Osman Aziz, So these are the few people that will get a lot of comments. But the rest of the people, what they will get will be about 10 to 20 comments at most. So if you are an undergraduate and you start commenting on their posts, you will actually get their attention. And this is one strategy which I really encourage you to do, right? So read their posting, okay? And then if you can give your perspective, point of view, questions, and even personal affirmation. What is personal affirmation? You agree with the author and give your perspective why you agree with it, right? So try to avoid putting just a thumbs up or a good sharing, sir, kind of comment, right? Write long and meaningful comment because the author or the person who posted will really appreciate it, right? And by them appreciating you, they will remember you. That's how you build connection. That's how you build relationship. So don't connect with a professional manager and the first thing you ask for is a job or is an internship placement. Start to build relationship first. So if you know for sure 3 months or 6 months from now, you need an internship placement, right? Now you should start building relationship with the people, potential managers on LinkedIn, right? Comment on their posts, engage them, ask them questions, right? And then by the time you need to apply for your internship, only then you ask for an internship placement, right? It is very clear cut because if you just connect with me and ask for a job or ask for an internship placement, then I find that you are very transactional. I always use this familiar term that no, kalau nak kahwin pun kena nikah dulu or kena berkenalan dulu. So those straight away jump in the session, send me a invite. Then after I accepted your connection, then straight away you ask, sir, do you have a job for me, right? You need to build relationship first, right? So building relationship, therefore, if you can, on a weekly, maybe not even on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, you can comment up to 5 to 10 postings, okay? That will really help to create the visibility that is needed, right? So if you do subscribe to our Telegram channel, you can search for hashtag comment challenge. I think I posted 14 or 15 postings of different managers that you can use as a practice to comment. These people are my LinkedIn connections. They are generally very nice people, and if you comment on their post, they won't bite you lah. They are takkan marah. So it's really used for a practice. So I really encourage you to take this comment challenge, right? If you feel that the posting is too old, then you can use my posting, be connected with me on LinkedIn, and you can start commenting on my posting. I regularly post 3 times a week at least, okay? And you can actually do that. Strategy 4, which I want to spend more time on before we end the session at 12, is on posting, okay? So posting is very important, and we want you to do 2 things. Number 1 is to plan your post. So planning here includes when you want to post and how frequent you want to post, right? My personal advice, you should post minimum once a week. Setiap minggu sekali, at least on LinkedIn, all right? That is critical. And what do you focus in your posting is you need to focus on documenting your story, your experiences, and your learning, okay? So I can show you some examples of what you can post. Let me just open all the example one shot. Okay, and let me make it bigger so you can see. Okay, so this is one of our participants from UMS, University Malaysia Sabah. So what she shared in her posting was actually her final year project, or part of her final year project. So you capture what you do in your final year project because you spend a lot of time and effort in your final year project. But a lot of times when you go for interview, you only talk about it 2 or 3 sentences, right? So if you can, final year project usually is 12 credit hours, 6 plus 6. every week or every 2 weeks, you post something about your final year project, right? And then also share some photos. Because why? Seeing is believing. By reading this post by Yvonne, I'm convinced that she had a fruitful final year project and also some of her experiences to reinforce when I want to hire her, right? So this is one idea. Next one is you can post on your internship. Let me just zoom this up. So Azam is another student of mine. He's from UTHM. Now he's already working. All right. So he posts on his internship program. All right. So he was in Kimberly-Clark. Right. So he talks about things that he learned during internship. Right. So this is something that you can also emulate. Every week you can also, during your internship, let's say you're doing 12 fixed internship, 3 months. Every week you can do one posting of what you learned and who are there to guide you, something like this, right? And lastly, most importantly, all of you should post this on a weekly basis, is to post all your extracurriculum activities. Later, I'll share the video why you need to do so, right? So this is Anissa. Anissa was from UPM. So this is what she do. All her extracurriculum activities and projects, she put a posting with a photo, right? So she also put venue, right? You can do like this, or you don't need to do this. Just a posting will do, right? But she captured all her programs, all right? Although this was 3 years ago, but she captured what she learned, who was there, who she attended the session with, you know, right? So even if you want to post on today's seminar, all right, or any other webinar that you've been attending, don't just post that you attended. Post on what you learned from the session, okay? So this is just to show you Anissa example. You see, she go to Zoo Negara as part of a program, you know, and so on and so forth, okay? So yeah, so these are just examples which you can do for posting. So decide on the frequency, okay, how frequent you want to post on it, okay? And there are 2 reasons why you want to post. Start with the end in mind. Importantly, you want others to see, but you want others to see because it will lead you to a job opportunity, all right? So I'm not asking you to post to become a LinkedIn influencer or social media influencer. We are asking you to post so that you will create opportunity for yourself. Future employers can understand who you are, okay? And 2 benefits of posting. Number 1 is profiling. Profiling here refers to other people get to know you better because you profile yourself. Secondly, more importantly, it is a digital diary to remind yourself. Because a lot of times, when we do a lot of activities and a lot of achievement in university, by the time we graduate and go for the interview, we have forgot more than half of it. So if you frequently post on LinkedIn on a weekly basis, before you walk into the interview room, you can look at your phone and scroll back up all the postings that you have done on LinkedIn so that you are able to refresh your memory and remind yourself all these important things that you have done, okay? So these are the 2 important things of why you should post on LinkedIn. So I just stop my sharing now. Just open for any questions. Yeah, any questions? Can you unmute yourself and also maybe ask me? Well, I share more links.
Mr. Moyhan,
Yes, Justin.
for the posting, right?
Yeah.
Should it be done in English only or BM also can?
So I will prefer that you do majority or 80% of them in English, all right? as a practice also, as well as to reach out to more people. But you can actually do BM posting. Just on the caveat, please use proper BM, okay? Because a lot of times, I think the complaint from the market is most students try to use very conversational BM that may not be, I mean, you are spoiling the language lah. So good to do occasional. So every 4 posting in English, you do 1 posting in BM is actually very good, and you can do that. But please use proper BM like what we have just mentioned.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mohan.
Thank you. Any other questions? So the focus here is really try to document all your experiences, document your learning, document your exposure on LinkedIn, so that the rest can understand who you are as a person. Why you do that is because in your CV later, it's just a 2-pager or a 3-pager maximum document, that by reading that 2-page or 3-page, we don't really understand who you are. But if you create a consistent account or posting of what you do, what you have learned, what you have experienced, it gives a very good snapshot of who you are for the future recruiter or employer. So this digital diary, you're not only writing for yourself, but you're writing for the world to see. And if let's say I'm very interested in who you, after getting through your CV, passing the checkpoint, if I go into LinkedIn and able to see this, then we are able to understand you better. And also you give a good impression of the kind of activities, the kind of courses, the kind of people that you meet, right? So make it a habit, weekly, at least do 1 posting. You can do more, right? And you don't need to stress yourself on what to post, because your intention is not to become an influencer. Your intention is to document your experiences, document your achievements, document your exposure. So you can just, it's a story about yourself lah, and also don't be stressed to try to find a viral post. If your post become viral, then it's a bonus, right? But your focus here is to make sure that you're able to tell story about yourself, so other people understand you better. And because they understand you better, they see you as a better fit to their organization, and then they get in touch with you to offer you employment, or they want to take a conversation on employment further. So if you ask me what is the best way to attract recruiters to your profile, is to post constantly about all your achievements, all your curriculum activities, all your projects, your internship, your final year projects, and so on and so forth. Right? The more you do it, the more detail you do it, the better information you offer to the potential hiring managers and recruiters. Any other questions for me? Okay, if there's no questions, maybe let's do this since we got some time. I offer first 5 who wants me to review their LinkedIn profile, can you type your URL into the chat box now? Okay, so I bagi tunjuk aja what to do and what not to do in your LinkedIn profile. If you are able to share your LinkedIn profile URL now in the chat box. 5 saja, 5 orang pertama. Oh, tak ada orang now. Peliknya. Tak ada atau tak faham. Okay, we got one. Chi Yu Ching, I think you didn't share your profile URL. You share your feed. Can you go to your profile and copy the URL? Joey, I got nothing to review because you got nothing on your profile. Right? Not that I don't want to review, you got nothing. At least you got something, then we can talk about it. You got nothing. Siapa lagi? Okay, Fidaus, I will answer you in a short while, okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, cool. I take out first. Okay, then I share screen. Okay, can you see your profile? Okay, quick one. So you can see the banner is empty. So you should do something about your banner, right? As for your profile picture, I think all are okay, except you need to smile more, number one. Number two, the resolution of your photo seems a little bit bad, right? So maybe use a high resolution photo so that you appear clearer, okay? And then can see your face, okay? And then for headline, okay, you have just put your course, all right? But you should use our framework or our formula to put maximum 120 to get it done, right? And also you have not created your about section, tada. Also in your education, you should give some description what is bio industry technology. Don't expect people to understand it, okay? And then, yeah, there's a lot of other areas that you have not done. So you have not about section, tada, experiences, tada, and so on and so forth, okay? So this is something that you may want to take note of. Okay, let me stop presenting. So Fidaus, if you don't have achievement or during study, maybe you want to focus on things that you do outside of the university or anything that you other your hobby or minat lah. Itu penting, okay? If that one pun tak ada, then you need to start posting about your academic achievement or what you learned during your university time, project ke, assignment ke. You kena beri contoh dan cerita mengenai your assignments, okay? Kalau boleh. Okay, Anis, okay. Oh, ini bukan Anis punya, orang lain ni. Okay. Yeah, the other thing I noticed, all of you not connected with me. Yeah, you may want to connect with me. Okay, Raihan, same, your banner, tak ada benda, alright, please tukar. And, okay, your photo looks alright, smile, okay, not bad. Boleh lah, okay. Your headline, actually, you can improve further. Please use our formula, put your discipline, put your, so graphic design is your discipline, okay? And then you may want to put other keywords, okay? Which area you want to work for, right? Or where you want to, what are some of the things that is uniquely you, okay? Also give more description on your education, right? And also description on your experiences. You also don't have your about section, okay? So please create your about section, okay? And your projects as well, okay? So itu semua kekurangan, okay? If you can change that, then will be ideal. Right. Ada lagi tak? I done 2, got 3 more. So I noticed most of you have not been using LinkedIn or tak pernah guna LinkedIn. So maybe you'll find that this session a bit heavy because you don't have experiences. But hopefully I've convinced you enough to do something about it, because if you don't do it, you are really going to lose out in the employability game, right? It's going to be more and more challenging. Yeah, any other questions, or anyone wants to have their profile reviewed by me? I got a few more slots. Okay, if don't have, I think we can conclude. I don't need to be staying here. So the last portion is actually to be consistent. You need to be consistent on LinkedIn to get result. LinkedIn is not something that you do today, do tomorrow, you see the result. You need to do from 3 to 6 months before you actually see the results, okay? And then, yeah, if you can tune into our Telegram channel, you get more tips there. But I really encourage all of you to start doing it now. Don't wait already. Getting a job is very challenging in today's context, as I explained, and I'm really trying to help you to make you more employable. But if you feel that this is something that you want to wait and tunggu lihat, I will say that you will miss out. You will miss out on a lot of opportunities. Okay, with that, thank you to UMK once again for hosting me. Since there's no other question, probably I'll hand back the session to maybe Anis. Okay, thank you.
Okey, terima kasih diucapkan kepada Mr. Koh Buihan selaku speaker kita pada hari ini. Terima kasih juga di atas segala isi-isi dan kupasan tentang boost your personal brand on LinkedIn bagi sesi kedua. So banyaklah ilmu yang kita dapat daripada sesi yang kedua ni, macam mana cara
Okey, terima kasih banyak kepada rakan saya di studio B dan terima kasih kepada Mr. Mui di atas tunjuk ajar dan sudi meluangkan masa bersama pihak UMK dan SPKM sekali lagi dalam tentang program LinkedIn. Okay, jadi Gayatri, kita sudah pun dengar penjelasan ataupun pendedahan daripada Mr. Komoyhan tadi sebentar tadi tentang LinkedIn dan apa itu LinkedIn, apa macam mana kita nak buat profil kita. Jadi apa yang Gayatri dapat daripada program hari ini? Boleh jelaskan?
Baik. Apa yang saya dapat adalah kita dapat tahu cara penggunaan lah. Malah Mustoko ajar cara untuk kekal aktif kan. Dia suruh kita post, selalu kita post apa yang kita buat. Lepas tu kita boleh cerita tentang experience kita, apa yang projek kita buat, apa assignment ke. Sebab kalau UMK kita memang buat banyak program. So kita bolehlah share dengan orang lain kan. So dia orang boleh tahu kita memang jalankan banyak program. Kita jadi, malah Raya pun cakap saya jadi host dalam program ni.
Ha.
Kan. So kita juga dapat explore banyak melalui platform ni. So saya rasa memang berguna lah kalau kita buka LinkedIn dan explore dan expose lah kita punya self.
Ya, betul. Daripada apa yang Mr. Komoyhan dan Gayatri sendiri cakap, saya juga bersetuju dengan apa yang Gayatri cakap tadi, yang di mana kita bila buka LinkedIn ni kita akan lebih dekat pada industri dan kalau kita belajar macam mana nak buat LinkedIn ni, kita akan lebih tahu what is happening in the industry itself. Dan seperti yang Mr. Koh tadi cakap dan kita pun kena lebihkan penggunaan bahasa Inggeris sebenarnya. Jadi antara ilmu selain ilmu yang saya dapat daripada LinkedIn ini adalah kita kena kuasai bahasa Inggeris dan semasa interview nanti kita ada confident untuk bercakap. Seperti Gayatri sendiri cakap sekarang ni, kita kedua-dua mungkin belajar untuk berkomunikasi dan secara live, jadi itu pun ada satu pengalaman yang baru kepada kita. Jadi Gayatri sendiri boleh gunakan pengalaman ni letak dalam LinkedIn Gayatri. Okay.
Betul.
Jadi okay. Lepas ni adakah Gayatri akan buka terus LinkedIn ataupun profile? Macam mana?
Ya, mesti saya kena buka. Kalau macam Mustoko cakap, kita kena ambil masa 3 hingga 6 bulan untuk tengok dia punya hasil dia. So dan juga kalau kita buka lepas tahun 3, tahun 4 mesti sudah lambat kan. Bukan kita kenal banyak pun. So kalau kita start sekarang kita boleh kenal banyak lagi profesional, banyak lagi tentang pekerjaan lain dan lain-lain projek lah. Kita boleh ambil ilham dari projek-projek yang dijalankan oleh orang lain juga untuk jalankan dalam kos kita ke ataupun fakulti kita ke, macam tu.
Ya, betul. Walaupun ni satu pendedahan yang bagus lah kepada tahun 1 dan tahun 2 sebab saya percaya tahun 3 dan tahun 4 pun masih ada yang kita tak tahu lagi tentang LinkedIn ni apa sebenarnya. Jadi kepada yang masih belum buka LinkedIn, boleh terus buka dan kita explore lagi bersama-sama. Dan kalau terlepas segala maklumat, boleh check baliklah Facebook Live pada HEPA UMK ataupun SPM. Jadi sebelum kita akhiri program pada hari ini Gayatri, jadi boleh Gayatri bagi sedikit nasihat ataupun kata-kata kepada para pelajar yang dekat luar sana yang masih baru nak buka LinkedIn ataupun tak tahu lagi apa yang kita akan hadap untuk temuduga pada akan datang.
Okay, bagi semua bukalah akaun LinkedIn ni sebab nanti senang untuk kita untuk masa hadapan. Kalau kita start sekarang, masa hadapan kita lagi senang kan. Lepas tu cuba manfaatkan ilmu yang kita dapat, apa yang disampaikan oleh Mr. Ko. Malah saya pun sudah ikut Telegram Mr. Ko tu yang tadi cakap. You orang boleh ikut Telegram tu, ada update masa ke semasa. Macam saya cakap lah, kita ambil semua sumber yang boleh kita dapat maklumat dan manfaatkan ilmu tu. Itulah.
Okay. Itu saja Gayatri?
Ya.
Okay. Saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada Gayatri kerana setia menemani saya daripada pagi tadi dan terima kasih pada banyak-banyak kepada tahun 1 UMK terutamanya fakulti FPV, FIAT, FSB dan FBKT kerana sudi masuk dalam Meet dan sama-sama kita belajar mendapat ilmu yang baru pada pagi ini. Jadi apa yang saya boleh sampaikan sebelum akhir program ni, bila kita cuba buka account LinkedIn bersama-sama, kita create apa yang basic pun jadilah. And then kita update dari semasa ke semasa. Jadi bila kita update semasa ke semasa tu, nanti lama-lama profile tu sendiri akan complete dan banyak aktiviti yang kita masukkan. Jadi contoh dalam program webinar sekarang, anda semua boleh screenshot apa yang anda dapat tadi ataupun FB Live tadi dan kita post pada profile LinkedIn kita. Dan kita tulis apa yang kita dapat, apa yang kita belajar daripada webinar hari ini. Jadi saya rasa program pada hari ini iaitu merupakan program Boost Your Personal Brand Online SIRI yang kedua. Sudah pun hampir ke hujung perancangan. Jadi kepada yang ingin lagi sertai program sebegini, kita ada lagi 2 siri LinkedIn iaitu pada 10 Mei hari Isnin juga dan 9 Jun 2021. Apa-apa segala maklumat kami akan sampaikan melalui FB, SPKM ataupun Instagram SPKM sendiri. Jadi kepada yang belum join lagi Telegram boleh join. Jadi saya rasa itu saja. Apa-apa kita boleh berjumpa lagi pada masa akan datang. Terima kasih kerana setia mendengar. Terima kasih kepada Gayatri dan terima kasih kepada Mr. Muiz sekali lagi daripada pihak SPKM dan UMK kerana sudi meluangkan masa bersama kami. Saya ucapkan tahniah, beribu tahniah kepada anda semua yang berjaya mendapat ilmu baru. Dah bangun pagi, kita bangun pagi, kita dapat ilmu baru, kita sama-sama ceburi apa yang kita nak belajar. Jadi saya rasa kita jumpa lagi pada masa akan datang. Stay home, stay safe, jangan lupa jaga SOP. Jangan keluar lah. Jangan pergi dating tapi. Nanti ada rezeki kita akan berjumpa lagi di UMK. Terima kasih Gayatri, terima kasih semua. Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera.